My name is Ian Shapiro, and I'm delighted to be giving the Devane Lectures at Yale this semester. The Devane Lectures are unusual in that they double as a regular Yale course, but are also public lectures aimed at the broader community. And I very much look forward to the opportunity that creates. The course is called Power and Politics in Today's World. Today's world, for our purposes, is going to range from the huge euphoria that accompanied the collapse of communism in Eastern Europe and the Soviet Union in the late 1980s and early 1990s, down to the politics of fear and resentment that has overtaken much of the world since 2016. And the central question of the course is going to be, how did we get from there to here? What comes next, and what could lead us to a better politics? The course is divided into 5 parts. We're going to start with the collapse of communism and its aftermath as democracies seem to be on the march. We'll then spend some time in the second part on the new global order that seemed to be replacing the Cold War. But then in part 3, which I'm calling the end of history, we look at the beginning of a much bleaker politics, which begins with 9/11, when we're shaken out of a good deal of complacency. And particularly there, I'm going to be interested in paths not taken, things that might have been done differently that would have led us to a different place. But then we will turn to the new politics of insecurity that have developed since the collapse of the global stock markets in 2008 and the decade since then, which has been marked by growing job insecurity, fear of refugees in much of Europe, the election of Donald Trump here, and far-right parties in many European countries. The last part of the course is called What is to be Done, and there we're going to be looking at what sorts of policies could address the economic insecurity that is making the politics of fear and resentment so potent and destructive. And there we will be looking at the kinds of political reforms that are needed and the kinds of economic reforms that are needed, the relations between them, and that's what I'll be exploring with you at the end of the course.